was just thinking, I'm just gonna continue talking on the camera as I was in my own thoughts before I shot this video. You know, when you're going out and you want to be successful in life, or even if you don't want to be successful, you just want to be happy and live a better life and be a better person. You've got to be very careful who you let into your life, because there are a lot of toxic, negative people that they're not honest, they're not genuine, and you really can't have these kind of people in your life if you want to be happy, you know, and you want to have good connections and good relationships with people. And before, I'd be reluctant to do a video like this because I wouldn't want to sound like I was being negative, but I've realised actually it's the opposite. It's a very positive video, and a lot of people can benefit from this information because I didn't know this stuff initially. I mean, I kind of did know it, but I had to go through getting burnt. I had to go through getting betrayed a few times, or people trying to get things from me or manipulate me in various different ways with their own hidden agenda to get to more of a mature, confident place in life where now I'm so careful about who I let into my life because of these negative experiences with these types of people, and also because of the positive people I've had in my life. And this is something I've studied with successful people. I've noticed, you could just think of anyone who's successful, at a certain point they would have had disingenuine people around them that used them and abused them, and when they went through that, it toughened them up. They put a stop to it, and they're very careful about who they let in their life. Just look at boxing. Just look at the successful teams in that when someone becomes a world champion in boxing and they become more in the public eye and a celebrity, you get so many people that try and use them and abuse them. They want to get money out of them, they want to get fame, they want to be around them for all the wrong reasons. They're not good people, they're choosing not to be good. And these people eventually figure this out for themselves, and they start getting very good. They get very positive people around them, genuine people. So in any walk of life, whatever business or relationships you want to build, you have to not be naive. You have to be able to read the signs, and I'm actually very good at reading the signs. I'm probably guessing a lot of you are. I can see it in people. I can, without being judgmental. You have to be able to judge people's true motives, because if you don't, you're gonna get burnt. You're gonna risk being hurt in life. Of course, you can't override that. You can't allow that to override being positive and being open to the great relationships that are out there. But you have to know the dangers of the world that we live in to survive in the world and be a better person. That's just common sense. Look at any leader or decent person. Look at the superheroes. You have to be aware of the dangers. If you're not aware of the dangers in business, in life, then your life is at risk. Without sounding overly dramatic, it can be. Certainly your well-being. So, because I grew up with very nice, genuine people. I had loads of genuine friends growing up as a kid, but I was also around people that were toxic and not genuine, and very nasty, very deceitful, and I've suffered the consequences of being around people like that. I've seen the damage that it has done to me, that it can do, and they're just bringing you down, you know, because there's a saying, it's kind of true, you know, hurt people, and that's why it's good to heal yourself and make sure you're not projecting it onto other people. Now, for me, when I became aware that I'd really healed a lot and I changed, because there was a period where I was a negative, toxic person, not to the extreme I'm describing, in my honest, genuine opinion. I certainly made mistakes, and I'm open about that, and I learned from them, and I paid the consequences as anyone does. I realised that I'd really healed a lot when I started to see the positive impact I was having on people, especially when I started teaching, of course. People were just positively transforming through having a relationship with me, whether it was a coaching relationship, business, or a friendship, or just coming to one of my talks or following my videos. I'd realised I'd really addressed a lot of my own toxicity. So that's one of the most important things before you point fingers and you're aware that you don't want to be around toxic people, which is important for you to value yourself. You really want to make sure that you're not being a toxic person, because there is a lot of truth in that. We tend to attract what we are, but there's also a counter argument to that. I've found through my own experience that actually when you're a positive person, you're attracting good things. You will attract toxic people, because toxic people want what you've got. They want your happiness, they might want your money, or they might want social status, or they want the benefits of being around someone who's positive and successful. So you've got to be aware of these things. You can't be naive. Even to go out and do good and help other people, make a difference. So, you have to be aware of it. And I've had these conversations off camera with many good friends who have been through the same thing. They've been taken advantage of, or they've had to get rid of very, very toxic influences in their life. And these people obviously are quite clever as well. They know how to manipulate you. They know how to tell you what you want to hear. They know how to trigger certain emotions in you that make you feel good in order to get what they want from you. And it doesn't always come in the form of someone wanting to get, steal money from you or on that. Sometimes it can just come from in the form of someone wanting to drain your positive energy, or have a friendship with you, but which is toxic, because these toxic people, clearly they're not happy in their life, and they're not happy to see other people doing well. So they want to, if they can't join you, then they're going to try and stop you and drag you down, which makes no sense to me now, because I've been living as a positive person for many years. But what would motivate someone to want to go online for no reason and start hating and saying horrible things to someone who's doing very good things in the world and being a positive influence? That's because they're obviously sick. And they're choosing to be dark, which is their own. It's a shame for themselves. They're harming themselves more than anyone else. So it's important to be aware of the dangers, so that you don't let these people into your life, and you can read them ASAP. You can read and see the red flag signs when they're approaching you. And I've had it so many times. I'm so good at seeing it now. It's very obvious to me. People try and approach me. They approach me saying. They approach me in the name of good, but that's not their real intentions. They want to try and use me, use my brand, or me, and I straight away put a stop to it. I say no. I don't build relationships with them. I say no very firmly, very quick, and that's because I've got experience and I've had that. I can see it. I'm intelligent. I'm aware of the signs, the characteristics. So I want to share it with people and help other people to protect themselves and build positive relationships, because there's always an opposing force. So it's really, really important. And sometimes you don't realize it, but you're in a relationship with one of these people, and you wonder why you're not able to break through in your business and succeed, because you've got a negative influence in your life that is always putting you down in various different ways, which people can do. Sometimes they don't put you down directly. They do it subtly, or with remarks or comments, or just their own toxic energy can bring you down and actually ruin your life. Actually, it can be so catastrophic having someone dating someone, for guys, dating a woman who's negative, who doesn't support your vision, who doesn't share the same values that you do, and doesn't value you, and doesn't value your friends and the people that you're making a positive difference to, and tries to bring you down or even stop you. Someone trying to stop you from living your dreams that's abusive, it's toxic. You've got to get someone out of your life like that if you want to be happy. You've got to have a good woman who is supportive of your vision, and you're also supportive of her. You help each other. And if it's not a healthy relationship, then it's a toxic one, it's an abusive one. In some cases, narcissistic can go to the extreme. So that's very, very important. This is one of the things I'm going to be educating. I'm doing it right now on this channel, which really does fall into the umbrella or the bracket of, how do you overcome the fear of not letting people bully you? Well, by first of all, like I said, by being aware of the signs, and by second of all, having the confidence to stand up for yourself socially. Hopefully, in most cases, it won't be physical, but if it is for some people, then you've got to learn self-defense, which is within the law, boxing, martial arts. That's why I did boxing for years. It made me physically capable and strong. So if I had to, worst case scenario, and obviously self-defense is all about, that's the last option, but if I had to, I could defend myself against bullies or perpetrators or malicious people. And usually they do sense when you're more confident, and they'll be less likely to want to try. But people still try their luck. They do it in various ways, so you have to be aware of these negative people characteristics. Otherwise, you're just going to keep falling short and being manipulated and walked all over and harmed in various ways. So it's not like I want to make people paranoid, but there's a healthy amount of paranoia that can save your life and can stop you from getting in a toxic relationship that could potentially ruin your life. Hadn't you seen the red flag signs before, which you could have changed it and not gone into that relationship with that person. So it's about educating people. I want to help people. I know what it's like. So you can stand up to evil by being a better person yourself, inspiring and building positive relationships. And that takes inner confidence, which is what I'm all about on this channel. So sometimes you've got to go through it. You don't want to go through these things. I don't wish this on anyone. But you've got to go through being betrayed or burnt or someone trying or manipulating you in whatever way people do it. As I said, it could be financially. It's not always financial. It just could be emotionally, mentally. It could be them being such a negative influence in your life where you're not able to succeed when you've got them in your life. And when you out these people from your life, you feel free. It's like you come out of prison and you see that you actually start doing better in your life because they're not in your life anymore. So the great question, if you want to know if you have a good relationship around you, is just ask yourself, does this relationship that I've got with this person, whether it's romantic, friendship, business, whatever, working relationship, is this relationship making me happy, yes or no? And if the answer is no, you know that it's the wrong relationship. And you can also ask a brave question, am I making this person happy? And if you're making them happy and they're making you happy, you're in a good relationship. Both of it is given, loving relationship, both inspiring one another. You know, your life is more enhanced because that person's in your life. But if it's the opposite, wrong relationship. If the answer is no, I'm not happy in this relationship, they're not happy with me, it's not enhancing my life, it's not adding value, I'm not reaching my goals, I'm not able to be a better person, get rid of it, out. That's my advice to anyone. And be aware of the danger signs. You know, people have got lots of manipulative traits and strategies in how they'll approach you, and they'll give you false praise. I've had people do it to me, I'm aware of it, it doesn't work anymore. Give you a lot of compliments in a day, try and stroke your ego, and then get in that way, get through the back door, you know, metaphorically, in a sense of building trust with you, and in order to get what they want, and then they take off, or they do some damage in the meantime. Say no to toxic people, say yes to good people, be a good person yourself, don't manipulate others. That's one of my core values that I don't do. Don't abuse other people, treat people well, but don't let anyone walk all over you. Become fearless.